Everyone. I CA Pragya Jain on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI. Welcome all the participants in today's webinar, Future Ready CA, Chartered Accountant, Embracing Tech Strategic Advisory and Resilient Time Leadership. And I welcome today's resource person, CA Payal Jain Madam, our Professional Skill Enrichment Committee Chairman, Jay Chera Sir, and all present over here. So first of all, I request to Jay Chaira sir, although he is outside, but if network permit, I just request you, sir, to please address today's participant. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Pragya. A very good evening to all of you, all my dear chartered accountant friends. I hope I'm audible. I'm at the airport. And like Pragya was talking about, till the network permits, he will continue. I think that is the case with all the chartered accountants into practice or industry. Till your network permits, then only you can, continue with your practice and all other activities. So being future ready chartered accountants, one of the very important skills is the networking skills, right? Anyway, so today, friends, we have a very, very wonderful topic that is regarding future ready chartered accountants. Professional Skills Enrichment Committee is a very important committee of ICAI, and we take number of initiatives. We have planned out number of certificate courses, including we are launching a very, very important certificate course that is on consultancy, management consultancy services, because this is a particular area where many chartered accountants want to venture out, but they probably, many of them, they don't know how to start with. So that is what we are focusing at. We have number of physical programs as well as virtual programs. This particular program is under our webinar series where we are planning to have 100 different skills which are essential for chartered accountants. Of course, you may take it on selective basis, and there are many of overlappings because 100 number looks big. But the basic thing is there are some few skills where you cannot have any compromise. So today the topic is about future chartered accountants. Well, Payal, when we drive our vehicle, we look at in the front, right? Not in the back. So same is the case. The past is only good for reference, right? Nothing more than that. I did my chartered accountancy. I completed my 30 years. I'm a rank holder. I am this, that. Does not matter. What I'm going to do in future, that is the only thing which matters. Exactly. And for that, we always have to see to it that we update ourselves. I think for any professional, it is very crucial that updation is there. If you have chosen profession, updation is essential. So what are the various skills that we should focus upon? We have a fantastic speaker, CA Payal Jain, who will be speaking on this particular aspects. But very quickly, let me tell you, actually, I'm a little bit, I can say, perplexed because I'm at airport. I don't want my co-passengers to be disturbed. So I kept walking and found at a place where there are very less passengers. Fine. So some very, very important skills, starting with first is, of course, technology. And I don't think today you have to tell about technology to chartered accountants, right? Young chartered accountants, you know very well how much technology you're using in your day-to-day life, and seniors also do understand. Either you learn the technology or understand how to utilize and get some young chartered accountants, or maybe your staff to take care of it. So technology skills is very, very important. At the same time, for being futuristic, your presentation, your communication skills, written, oral are very, very important. Next is, there is one particular thing where democratically we all have the same. Whether it is Payal or Pragya, I am there, or Sambit is there, and that is time. You all have 24 hours. So within these 24 hours, how to plan out our life in such a way that we are very productive, we are very effective, we serve our clients, our nation very well. At the same time, we have a beautiful life to live. I was talking to Payal when I visited Bhilai, and she was talking about her daughters. So I want Payal to be a very futuristic chartered accountant, an excellent chartered accountant, which of course she is. But along with that, she has to be a wonderful mother, and not only mother, she has to be very happy in her life, right? She must also focus on her hobbies and all these things. So time management is a very, very crucial thing. Next, we'll have to understand branding, marketing, and all these skills are very crucial. As I was talking, networking. Our marketing is not going to be like, advertisement or something. It is going to be subtle. It is going to be very subtle, being speakers or, taking up one particular subject, expertising on that, and continuously, maybe using social media or maybe public platforms or going physically as speakers, target audience actually, not any audience, right? Being think tank, that is very, very crucial. So I think we chartered accountants at any point of time have to keep on upgrading. And that is what the life is about, right? I can say that everything which is good, Pragya, you see, everything which is beautiful on this earth, whether it is knowledge or it is intelligence, it is, romance or whatever it may be, it is like moon. If it does not increase, it tends to decrease. So if you do not increase the dose of your knowledge is going to shrink. If you do not increase upon your professionalism, it is going to go down. So it is very, very crucial. We all chartered accountants. I'm sure Payal is going to deliberate upon this particular topic, and she will give you some practical tips also as to what are the steps that you have to take. Not only understanding what are the skills, but what are the crucial steps? How do I develop my networking skills? What are the technology skills I should acquire? And what is the roadmap for that? At the same time, how I can improve upon utilization of my time for betterment of my clients as well as my life. And there are many other topics which I'm sure she will be covering. I'm being too fast and being, I can say, clumsy also. That is thanks to the airport, and my flight has already been declared. So, I'm going somehow roundabout very fast. But anyway, it's a very, very crucial topic, very important topic, and you are fantastic speaker, CA Payal. Thank you, Payal, for accepting our invitation. And thank you, Pragya, for always being there for us and moderating this particular session. And very special thanks to Dr. Sambit Kumar Mishra ji, the secretary of this committee, who is the backbone of this committee. And I'm sure, my dear friends, all of you who joined this particular webinar shall definitely learn some many points, of course, but at least take up 2 or 3 points immediately and start inculcating in your regular life and elevate your professional as well as personal life. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Happy journey to
So
you.
I'll have to leave very instantaneously because
Yes.
my flight has been declared.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank
Happy
you.
journey,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jay, sir. He has covered all the working objective of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICI, and giving very beautifully the brief about the topic Future Ready CA. So now come back to the session. I would like to introduce today's speaker, and it's a privilege to me to introduce CA Payal Jain in today's webinar. So Payal Jain, ma'am, is a dynamic and accomplished professional who exemplifies the perfect blend of technical brilliance, leadership, and purpose-driven practice as a CA Payal Jain. She is a fellow chartered accountant with over 18 years of post-qualification experience. She is the head partner at a leading CA firm in Bhilai and into the area of sustainability and BRSR reporting, GST advisory, and strategic audit across sector. She is a personality coach for corporates. CA Payal Madam brings with her unique dual perspective, having led both in corporate as a senior manager, MIS at Idea Cellular, and in practice, where she spreads regularity reporting and audit assignment for Maharatna PSU's cooperative institution and private enterprises. She has earned numerous recognition, including the prestigious India 5,000 Women Achievers Award, and has been featured on the ICI Women Empowerment Portal. Notably, she had been the first women chairperson of the ICI Bhilai branch, a proud milestone in Chhattisgarh professional history. CA Payal ma'am is also a certified peer reviewer, GST certificate holder, sustainability and BRS SR certificate holder, and many more such post-qualification courses of ICI, and a passionate mentor. Her role as moderator at World Forum of Accountants 2025 and her contribution to ICI committees reflect her deep commitment to the profession and to empower future leaders. Beyond the boardroom, she actively serves as a vice president of Helping Hands Club Chhattisgarh and is an enthusiastic advocate of women leadership, student development, and community engagement. So CA Payal Jain is a change maker, a mentor, and a future ready chartered accountant. Very well, ma'am. So without further ado, let's dive into the topic. And I request you, Payal Jain, ma'am, please start the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, CA Pragya ji, for such kind words for me. I just hope I stand true for all these words that you have made for me. Thank you, ICAI, for giving me this opportunity, and to the chairman, to the vice chairman, and all the officials of ICAI who are behind this webinar today. Before we start, let me just share my presentation and then we go ahead. So is the presentation visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session on Future Ready Chartered Accountants. As Jay Chera sir, the vice chairman of PSEC committee, rightly said, when we drive a car, we look forward, we don't look backward. And I would like to add into this one thing is that when we look forward, we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for the things that would be coming in future for us, like achanak say if some cow comes in, or if some animal comes in, or rash driver overtakes you. So you have to be prepared. You have to be so strong while driving your car that you have to be prepared for any contingency that would come in front of you. Same way, while you are in a practice or you are in an industry, while you are a chartered accountant, you have to be future ready. You have to be prepared. You have to be strong enough to face anything and everything and resolve anything and everything. So here I am honored to be here with all the professionals who are shaping the country's, the in fact the global financial future. We chartered accountants, especially the Indian chartered accountants, are termed to be, the best in the entire globe. So I am really honored to speak with you all today. As somewhere somebody has said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. Today, let us talk about how we can positively and proactively create a future that not only we are proud of, but everyone around us is proud of, is look forward ki okay, this is the one person wherein I can just look after for anything and everything. So what we'll cover, the key areas where our profession is evolving and how we can stay ahead of the curve. Now, why suddenly we are looking for this thing today? Why this is important? Because we are living in an era of rapid change. In fact, the world is changing, the technology is changing every minute. In fact, it is changing, it is reshaping itself as here we are talking. There is so much of regulatory shifts, there is so much of digital disruption. The clients are expecting more out of you. They don't just want you as a number cruncher, they want you as an advisor, as their business leaders. So their expectations are definitely growing like anything, and therefore we have to stand true to their expectation, and that is why we have to upgrade ourselves, upskill ourselves, and we have to be ready for anything and everything that our clients are facing today. So if you are in an industry or you are in a practice, you have to be ready for anything and everything, the future. So over the next 2 hours, we'll explore 4 powerful pillars as we had already talked about. This will make you, future proof for your career. The 4 pillars includes adapting to technology, becoming a strategic advisor, handling pressures, and mastering time management. So let us gear up for a session filled with three eyes, just like God Shiva, the three eyes that he have. Just joking. Here we have the three eyes wherein we are going to dive in. They are the insight, the inspiration, and the interaction. Let us have this session full of insight, inspiration, and interaction. Now, how many participants do we have? Let us have a quick question. If all of you can, just put in the answer in the chat box. What are the challenges that you are facing today with regards to technology, or keeping yourself free with time, or keeping yourself free with stress? What is the challenge that you are facing today? Just a 30-second answer if you can put in fast. Do we have an answer? Okay, that's great. So nobody here faces any challenges. That's really great. That is wonderful. Now, okay, let us dive further. Gone are the days when CAs were seen as just the number crunchers, or just the tax advisors, or the audit experts. Now, the clients are expecting more out of you. In fact, they don't want you as just the financial advisors. They want you to advise them on many, many things. In fact, they want you, as rightly said by chairman sir, that you have to be a management consultant to them. They want a person who can you can that kind of a friend that we have, who can be sought for anything, for any advice, for any doubt you feel, and you want that stamp on it ki yes, you are on the correct path. So even the clients now look forward to the chartered accountants as the same way, because they trust us. They have that trust on us, that whatever we say would be for the benefit of them, for their company, for their business, for their growth, and for their development. So today we are expected to be strategic business partners and leaders. With globalization and technology disrupting every sector, our profession have become really pivot from mere compliance. It has shifted to value creation. As somebody, I guess I am forgetting the name. As Simon Sinek says, leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. I would like to explain this, that leadership is not just being an in charge, or being a the what you say, the authority of the group. It is actually you take care of all the people who are under you, or who are connected to you, or people who are looking towards you for or who are having expectations towards you. So that is what leadership is, and that is what we have to become for the clients, for their businesses, for their growth and development. We need now to step into roles that demand innovation, foresight, and proactive thinking. We have to be, foresee those things which your client cannot see in their businesses. Any risk that is coming up, or any obstacles that would come up, they may not be able to see that, but you have to foresee it, and you have to advise your client on that. And for that, you have to be, upskilled. You have to have that vision. Unless you have that vision, you cannot. And you have to create this vision for yourself. Not that you can, learn it in day one, but with time and with experience, you'll have to create this for yourself. So let us start with our first takeaway: adapting to change and embracing technology. Now, here I would like to say, the youngsters are so tech driven. So why not all of us, be it the mid-age people, be it the seniors, why not, talk about technology not as threat, but as an opportunity? Believe me, when I am from the era wherein mobile were not so very common, in fact, they were not there itself. Today, even my daughter who's in class 7th can know so many features about mobile, which I had not even imagined when I was in class 7, that such a device would be there with me, right? But then it is there. Mobiles had its own transition period. Itna bada wala the mobile had come, which is now turned to such a small ones, but yet more progressive, more technology adaptive, with more features, with so many things into it that you can, it is just like a walking thing that you have, wherein walking, a walking magician, I should say. You speak about it, in fact, you think about it, and you have all the solutions on your mobile. So didn't we change ourselves for this device? Down the line, like 10 years back, did you know how to use WhatsApp on your mobile? But now today, it has become such a routine in your life that you cannot live without it. So there are so many such technologies which, if you agree, if you keep your mind open for it to learn, they can become a part of yours, they can become a routine of your life, and definitely they are going to help you, they can make your work easy. Only thing is you have to keep a, upper limit for it. Let's not those technology control you, but you control them and you use it for your benefit. So CAs who embrace technology will definitely lead, while those who ignore it are doing a blunder of their life. It is a risk for them to become an obsolete. If you do not understand technology, or you do not, as rightly said, you do not understand where to get the technology integrated in your life, like hiring some young chartered accountants, or hiring a tech person in your office, or going to that person for a perfect, you should, as they say, ki, if you don't know, you should at least know this, where to get this work done. So you should know, if you do not understand the technology, you should know where I can get this done. The ultimate result should be that you get the work done. At the end of the day, the work is done. So if you are not into this league, you would definitely become an obsolete. Learn to read data, automate tasks, and communicate insights visually. So there are so many examples wherein you need to adapt to technology. You need to change yourself. You have to keep your mindset open. The finance profession, again, is rapidly evolving with tech disruption. Static knowledge, believe me, static knowledge is no longer enough. You have to be very practical, and you have to understand things very proficiently. Now, take for example, artificial intelligence can be used for audit automation. You need not, do that audit in the same old traditional medieval age, not even traditional, I should say medieval age kind of, that using the green pen, using the green tick, using the red pen, and such kind of SOPs, such kind of checklist. Artificial intelligence have changed this totally. And of course, it is for your good. It reduces your time, it reduces your energy, and you can focus on better things. You can, it empowers auditors with not only intelligence, but also speed and precision. Let me give you some examples. Like, these technologies can be used for data ingestion and preparation. Let me explain what it is. Now, AI can read thousands of your PDF invoices, and with that, that too in, very limited period. For like, if your staff, if your employees, or in fact the best of employees of your office takes to read an PDF document of around 30 pages for maybe 20 minutes, but with technology that can be read just in few seconds, and it can extract line items from it and classify major and important things out of it automatically. This can be done through optical character recognition and natural language processor. All those who are very, keen about it, you can just note down these things and you can use them in your next assignments. So optical character recognition, natural language processor, they can be used for your data ingestion and preparation. Then transaction analysis and anomaly detection is one more area where technology can help you a lot. An AI system, it flags a series of transactions wherein, for example, you have approval authorities or hierarchies in your firm, wherein like the 50,000 amounting rupees 50,000 should be, approved by the employee. Then more than 50,000 but to 1 lakh should be approved by the assistant manager. Then the above amount should be approved by manager. The same way you have that hierarchy. And how, as an auditor, how you can, check on this, if this is done properly or not. The medieval way, how is it that you go on checking every voucher? First and foremost thing, you check the hierarchy. You get get the documents of hierarchy with you. Then what you do is you go on checking up every voucher or every transaction, every bank, that if these limits are properly adhered to, or the persons are, properly giving the approvals or not. In case if it is not given, who is the other alternate person who is doing it. But with technology, you don't have to do it in so many of steps. What you do is you get the document of hierarchy, you put it in uh, the tools that we'll definitely be shortly talking about. You put these documents in the tools, it analyzes, and then with the analysis, it brings a summary of it in front of you. When you approve of the summary, it goes and check all the anomalies that are happening because of which are not following these limits that are there. So this is, even possible in the case of invoice splittings. Like, hamare liye, for us, it is very difficult if the invoices are split into. The same vendor, you are supposed to make the payments of 1 lakh, but since the person who approves of 1 lakh amount in the hierarchy is not available, so what normally these people do is they split the invoice. They split the invoice and get the approval of the lower person. But then there may be a chances of fraud happening there, but you are not able to detect it manually. But with your technology, you can do this also. This can be done again with tools like machine learning algorithm or predictive analytics. So there are so many tools, which helps. You just name what you want to do. What you have to do over here is you have to have a vision. What I have to do, how can I make my audit process more simpler for me? But of course, getting the results more proficiently. So you just have to have that vision, and then you just name it, and you have so many tools that can help you doing this. So again, here what I was talking about, transaction analysis and anomaly detection, the tools assigned to these, some of the tools that I know are assigned to our machine learning algorithm or predictive analytics. Then you have AI bots. They can reconcile 10,000 plus bank transactions with the books of accounts in just click of your finger. You don't have to get that medieval again bank reconciliation. You just put all the documents into these bots, AI bots, and they reconcile it with the books of account and the bank statements, and they showcase the result in front of you. What now is your work is you are not sitting and reconciling things, but now your work would be analyzing this result that has come, why it has happened, and what are the reasons behind it, and how you can rectify it. How you can rectify it is a very important thing that your client would be needing from you. See, if you can use these tools, of course, even your client would can is right now using it, or it can use it in future. Somewhere or the other down the line, these people will understand this, how you are working. But now where your importance or your value creation will be that you advise them that yes, we have these problems, but then I am advising you on the solutions that you can have. If there are so many transactions that are kept unreconciled, you need a management attention over here. You advise them that why these are not rectified, please check them and please look into it. This is a matter of importance. This is a red flag, and you should understand what is to be done against it. So your role as a value creator increases. Like if, for example, an employee changes the vendor bank details and that is done without authorization, you won't be able to check that very easily. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but you won't be do it. It wouldn't be very simple for you. But for technology, it would be very easy. Immediately, the tool would flag that transaction instantly, and you get that red flag report on your screen, and immediately you understand that the employee has done some changes in the authorization league. And then what here happens is the management sees the report. Immediately they can question the employee. If the answer is satisfactory, okay, go ahead. If it is not satisfactory, they can take action against the employee. So this is how, the tools of technology help you do the routine work as well, to check, in fact, to check and verify the routine works. Then the technology can, like artificial intelligence, can also identify the missing clauses in lease agreements or various drafts of deeds or various documents. There are certain standard formats that should be there, standard sentences or clauses that should be definitely be there in any kind of agreement or any kind of contract or any kind of deed. So what AI can help you, it can prompt you, you just prepare a document, you put in that tool, and it identifies key, okay, yes, these out of these 5 clauses, I suppose that this should be applicable to this transaction, but they are not, they are missing in your agreement. Like if you are making a contract with your vendor, and very standard clause of, the time limit within which the goods should be supplied to you and the payment should be done is missing. It may happen that it is done by, the skip of your eye. So what happens is, it prompts you immediately. Okay, this standard clause is missing in your agreement. If you wish, you can draft it, or I can draft it for you, and you just get this clause added in your agreement, the vendor agreement. Yes, so easy it is. You don't have to scan the document again and again. You don't have to get it vouched from people. This tool helps you do that very easily and in a very simplified way. It can, in fact, also expose the company or the entity to the risk that may happen if this clause is not, for example, any clause is not put in your agreement or your deed. So what kind of risk you may face in future? Maybe it may go into litigation or some legal risk or some operational risk. Anything may happen. So it prompts you with that also. Then there is one tool which, prioritizes high risk accounts for detailed testing based on pattern analysis. This is very useful tool for as an auditor, because when you have, thousands or millions of transactions and you have to have the sample check, sometimes it may happen that your sample check is, if it is not based on a proper analysis, it may go wrong. So in that case, again, this auditor tool helps you. It will, prompt you with high risk accounts or high risk ledgers or high risk transactions, which it prompts that you need to have a detailed testing. And this is definitely scientifically based, and proper analysis and pattern analysis is done. And accordingly, this tools help you identifies these accounts or ledgers and prompts you that you need a detailed checking of these transactions. And it also in fact helps you with how to do this checking, right? So then there are also some tools which help you with do daily audit checks, and it sends exceptional alerts. It transforms the audit from periodic to real time. Normally, they say that auditing is a post-mortem. It happens once your financial year is completed or once your period is completed. So there are certain tools which sends you exceptional alerts on daily basis, on routine. The prompts that you put, that if you want it daily, if you want it quarterly, if you want it weekly, you just put in there and they send you the exceptional alerts that way. And this way your audit is real time, so you don't have to wait for the year end to come. You understand the risks that are happening, any anomalies that are happening, any flaws that are happening at real time. This will help you in have the check and the testified thing be done instantly. So it is again a very helpful tool that you can go. Then there are blockchains which can be used for secure transactions. One very nice tool that I personally like is robotic process automation. This helps you with doing those repetitive tasks. There are certain repetitive tasks that you have to do daily, like for voucher entry, for a particular vendor transaction that is to be done, at least 100 times or 50 times in a day. And you keep, of course, a low budget employee in your firm to handle these such things. But then again, it can be subject to errors, wherein this robotic process automation, RPA, which is called commonly, helps you do those repetitive tasks in a very systematic and erroneous way. And it is definitely very less time consuming and very cost effective also. Then there are data analytics tools which helps you in getting decision making and risk assessments. So some of the tools that I would recommend, if somebody wants to note down, what you can do is you can just note down them. The very basics ones like TallyPrime, the SAP, the Zoho Books, the QuickBooks, Excel advanced tools. They are very basic ones, but yes, they are very helpful, and they can, just change the way you are working. Like in Excel advanced tool, as you say, it is a very basic tool. We have been using it since ages, but there are so nice features that they have incorporated in it, such as Power Query, the pivot tables, the macros, the BI tools like Power BI or Tableaus. They are wonderful tools, wonderful features that you should definitely use in your day-to-day auditing or day-to-day working or day-to-day advisory things. These tools, the again and again, I would insist on this, and it should be imbibed in your minds that these tools are not replacing you as a human or as a chartered accountant, but they are increasing your efficiency. And if you are more and more efficient, you can pinpoint your clients in a better fashion, in a better way, and you can create more value. And of course, if you create more value, your client gets satisfied. He understand that without you, they cannot grow, they cannot develop. So definitely it would be more and more remunerative. Then there are some other tools such as MindBridge AI Auditor. They are very effective ones. Then there is Caseware, there is ACL Robotics, then Deloitte's EY, KPMG, PwC. They also use very, why they are, more efficient in their working. Why this is there? Because they have such tools in their hands. Like Deloitte uses Argus, EY uses Helix, KPMG uses Clara. So they have become more efficient, more upskilled, more upgraded with these tools. And since they do not, what they have less focus on these unfruitful, I shouldn't say unfruitful, but less important work. That is why they can focus on better works, better importance, better things that are more, driven, and therefore they are better advisors. Now, here, what I would suggest is the action point that you should have is enroll in the recognized technology certification courses. This would definitely, help you to upgrade yourself. Attend regular tech webinars wherever it is happening. Like in Three Idiots, it says, knowledge is, बट रहा है सब तरफ में. You just have to grab it. The knowledge, this earth, this planet is full of knowledge, full of upgradation. What you have to do is you have to grab this opportunity. So subscribe to these finance tech newsletters such as FinTech's FinExtra or TechCrunch Finances, so that you are at par with these technologies that are more relevant to your finance professionals, and you understand, and then you can choose from there which area you would like to master yourself or have an expertise into. So as I was saying before also, that technology is not going to replace chartered accountants, but a chartered accountant who does not uses technology or who is not adapting to technology will definitely replace those who are actually doing it, who are actually not doing it, right? So explore one new technology tool every month, because otherwise everything just going to jumble in your minds. So take one step at a time, explore one new technology every month, and then start with understanding it, start create interest in yourself, and just go ahead with it and become an expert into it. Down the line, once you are done with that one tool, go to the other one. Go, just don't stop, go on and on and on. You can start with a very basic tool like Power BI. As they say, we always overestimate the change that will happen in 2 years, but we underestimate the change that will happen in 10 years. So have that vision of 10 years. What is going to what is going to be the future in next, let's say not 10 years, but next 5 years, and be prepared for that. So this is the way that should happen. So going to the next slide, how can you become a long-term advisor? A very, very important and critical question. How can you become a long-term advisor? How can you sustain the client? It can be done only if you are updated, if you are at par, if you are fulfilling the expectations that your client want, and then only the person would be would sustain with you, would never want to leave you, because he knows that as the time changes, you are also changing for yourself. You are also, you are not way behind the time, but you are with the time. In fact, you are ahead of time. So when this happens, none of your client is going to forget about leaving. It would bring 10 more clients to you, because they know that you are a futuristic person. So how you can do this? You can do this by thinking beyond returns and reports. You have to think about relationships. A trusted advisor is somebody who helps a client make decisions with clarity and with confidence. So this is actually the trusted advisor. The client should, look forward to you, that unless and until they should have so much of confidence in you that the advice that you would be giving would definitely be flawless. And that can happen only when you have that vision. So how can that happen? Just, think about it in your mind for 30 seconds. Can you help a client scale sustainably? Can you warn them of the risk that may come in future? But can you warn them even before they may happen? Can you give them a solution for that? That yes, this unrest in employees may happen because of the policy that you have created this way. And for that, I suppose that instead of, going into the future and having that unrest with the employees, why not just twist this policy, change it for the betterment of both, for the company as well as for the employee? And yes, if you can do this in today for an unrest that may happen just like 4 months or 6 months ahead, so definitely the client would be looking forward to you. He may also foresee that, and he may adopt the advice that you had given, the recommendation that you have provided, and they would, definitely look forward to it, see to it that yes, you have advised well in advance, and therefore they are safe from such a big threat that may have happened in future with the employees, which may have resulted into a very huge loss to them in many ways, in their reputation, a loss to the reputation, loss to the profit, loss to the manufacturing. This may have happened in case if this thing was not catered to. So this is the way, when you win the trust of your clients. And becoming a trusted advisor to a client in the next is definitely the next role for a chartered accountant who is going beyond compliance and financial reporting, but who is actually offering the strategic guidance. So how do you, shift from this compliance to this being a guide, being an advisor? How do you do that? Now, what a traditional chartered accountant's role is: they file tax returns, they file audit reports, they tell you about the regulatory compliances. Yes, okay. So this is the traditional chartered accountant that who is doing this. And now, what would be the advisory CA would be doing it? How many participants do we have over here? Can somebody, help me answer this? That how advisory CA, chartered accountant, would be, rolling down? Okay, so here we have a advisory chartered accountant who would be, providing insights that impacts the business decisions, not only today, but tomorrow, but a month ahead, or but 6 months ahead. So this is the role of a advisory chartered accountant. What are the action steps over here? You start by interpreting financial data not only in the terms of, financials, in the terms of numbers, but you start interpreting them in terms of business strategy. It is not about just what has actually happened, but you have to interpret it, you have to analyze it, that why this is happening, and actually what should have been done, and what should have been done in the past, that we should not have been, arrived on these numbers, or what we can do in future, or what we can do in next to improvise these numbers. So this should be the action step of an advisory chartered accountant. Then the second thing that we have is understanding the client's business deeply. It is very important that you do, you are not confined only to a single, what you say, only to the single numbers that we can see, but you also look into a bit of their operations, you also look into their marketing strategies, you also look into their sales department, you also look into their HR departments. You understand their business in and out, and then only you would be able to advise them better. You have also to create an integration between all these departments. It may have happened, that all these departments are working very hard and they are giving best of the results, but individually. If all these departments are interlinked together, they work together, they are integrated together, who knows that the financial results or the results of the company may increase blindfold. So this is very important, and these kind of advisories can be given by us, because we not only understand the finances, but we also understand the operations very well. Only thing is, we are a little bit of unstructured, we are a little bit of scattered, and we do not integrate these things. So what you have to do is you have to integrate the financials and non-financials, and then you have to advise your client accordingly. So this would, create a longer impact. What you can do is you cannot give relevant advice unless you understand their industry trends, you understand their business models, or you understand the key risks and the drivers that are happening in their industry, or what are their long-term goals, what they want to achieve. Unless you understand that, you cannot go and advise them better. So definitely you have to understand the business in and out, and then only you can be a good advisor. How you can do this? You can ask strategic questions while you are having their routine engagements. Like you are going there for a routine audit or an internal audit that is happening for every month. You are going for that, but in that what you can do is you can just pinpoint a single thing. Sir, what is your 3 years growth plan? A very informal question you ask them, and you just put this seed in their mind, and next time when you go for again for your routine checkups, you just again ask them, so sir, last time I had asked you this, what have you thought about it? So if he answers them, oh yes, right now I am just in the local area of my sales or my manufacturing. I would like to, expand myself in other states, or maybe out of country, or maybe the rural part. So this is just, it came to my mind. This is what the client answers, and then you are like, oh yes, that is a very good thing. So let us, come on, let us sit down on a cup of coffee and we think about the strategy. How do we expand ourselves to the state neighborhood to us? How can we, take vendors from there? Or how can we send our marketing people there, so that, we understand the market is, if it is available for our product or not. So this is the way, give a strategic advisory. You also have to offer strategic financial guidance. How you can do it? You can do it through, cash flow optimization, how their inflows and outflows are happening, and how you can more make them more optimized and make them more favorable, and make them more lucrative. Then how is your capital structuring, or how is your cost managed? Or in fact, even for tax planning, it should be beyond the compliances. How you can, plan your taxes well, so that you have least of what you say, least of outflow of amount, but yet you are not, you are abiding the regulations properly. Then you can help them with mergers and acquisitions, wherein, which would bring them more better team, and better employees, and better resources, better material acquisitions, and better sales, of course, and better, no wonder, better profits, of course. So you can help them do these strategic financial guidance. You can help them investment planning. You can, give them advisories on subsidies, or the investments they can pool, which may have better returns. So how this can be done? This can be done again when you have that proactive questions in your mind, and you also put these proactive questions in the minds of your clients, that what if these scenarios happens. There are various dashboards and decision tools available, which you can use, for they are industry specific. You can customize them according to your client's needs, and this would definitely help you give better strategic financial guidance. You have to build trust through proactive communications. You just don't wait for year ends, even if you are the year-end auditor, you are a statutory auditor who has to, go only after the financial year closes. But then you can, just out of the blue, you can check in quarterly or monthly, just send one email to ask that how are your performance going, and do you need any help? Let us talk about it on a cup of coffee. Let us have a meeting, and we understand, are you not facing any risk, or are you facing any problems? Are you facing any trouble? Let us, try to resolve them. So just don't wait for year end. What you can do is check in betweens also. This would definitely create a good communication and a good trust between you and your client. Share industry insights or new regulations that are coming in, or any amendments that is specific to their industry, like their industry or their services. Any regulation, new regulation, or any investment planning that has come for a specific person. So just share with them the case studies. If you read somewhere and you find it useful for them, you feel that yes, this can be, another example for you, so why not just have a quick read about it? You can share such things with the client. And very important, be available for your person beyond deadlines. Not like, so the tax audit time has come in September and you are available only in September. Not like that. Of course, don't, compromise your work-life balance. I'm not saying that pick up a call of your client in the mid of the wee hours, but yes, be available even if the deadlines are not there, even if, the government has increased the deadline of tax audit, tax filing to from 31st July to 15th of September, but you prompt your client in the month of May only, in the month of April only, or in the mid of the year also. Just help them that yes, the advanced tax may be coming, or your industry is such specific that you may be falling into that supply chain reporting for ESG. So between the deadlines also, talk to your client, be connected, and keep on asking with them. So this is the way, you build resilience, you build trust. some of the suggestions that I would have over here are that start a newsletter of your own firm, a one pager. You can send them through WhatsApp or through emails, wherein there are certain things that are applicable to them, or they should have a good read about it. Create such newsletters, or rather one pages, and send it across to all your clients. Send short personalized updates or customized updates to the clients, or changes that are happening in various laws, or any RBI circulars that are impacting them, like some loan interest subventions or something like that. Whatever comes to you, because see, as a professional, you have to keep yourself updated, and therefore you keep on reading, but not every client of yours does that. But when it comes from you, definitely, though it may be there all around the news, all around the newspapers, it may be a buzzword everywhere, but your client may not be focusing on it. But when it comes through you, definitely they would read it, they would think about it. So let it go through you. Then, very, very important, invest in skills beyond accounting. To become a holistic advisor, you have to build proficient skills in yourself. You have to upgrade yourself, you have to upskill yourself. This can be, it should be in various areas like business analytics, negotiations, and communications. It is very, very important how you communicate with them, how you communicate with all others, how convincing you are. So it is very important to be very proficient in communications. Then you have to be upgraded with the technology tools like Power BI or AI in finance, or various finance tools that we have earlier talked about. You have to be proficient in risk management. You can also be a very good advisor in sustainability and ESG. Enroll yourself in short certification courses like CFA or CIMA, or strategic finance, or there are with the globalization and with this internet, you have such good opportunities. You can go into Harvard online for some management skills certifications, or for communication skills courses. Then there are ESG courses. So keep on doing certifications, doing short courses, doing those 2 days communication skill course, something like that, so that you keep yourself upgraded, and you keep yourself network with the other fellow chartered accountants or other fellow professionals, in fact. Then you develop a niche expertise. Now, here I would like to say, if you are a chartered accountant who thinks that I am a person who can do everything, so it is a very big red flag. As a human, as a professional, now is not a time that you can do everything. You cannot do everything. You cannot file a GST return. You cannot file a tax return. You cannot advise on management consultancy. You cannot, you have to, as the doctors have been doing since ages, they are specializing themselves. There is a heart specialist, there is a orthopedic, there is a gynec, and believe me, when you go to a heart specialist, and you ask him about some problem in your stomach, and they would very politely answer, sorry boss, I am not a specialized in it. Why don't you go to a person who looks into intestine work? Maybe he can guide you better. So this is the way that even now the chartered accountant should start working. You should expertise. You should choose an area of your interest, and have an expert knowledge into that. Not that you say to your client that, sorry boss, I am an expert only into this thing. What you have to do is, now here is, you have to create an umbrella. You have to have all the experts under that umbrella. When a client questions you about that, and you say, oh yes, this is a very valid point, but I don't look after into this, but my partner looks into it. So you'll get the answer in this one umbrella only. You'll get the answer in our very firm only. We can resolve this. But yes, I'm not the right person. My partner is the right person. I would, just brief my partner about it, and he would definitely get back to you with the resolution. So this is the way, you create a niche expertise, but you give all kinds of services to your client through networking. There are so many expertise that you can, create into. Then what you have to do here is choose one advisory domain and build thorough leadership through into this. You can also, create blogs for it. You can create webinars and white papers, and you can share them with the people who are concerned into, and it would click you a good thing. Position yourself as a partner and not a vendor. You know, there shouldn't be that employer-employee relationship between the client and the auditor or the professional as we are. The client should feel that you are a strategic partner into their business, and you are a good advisory, and you portray yourself that way and let the client feel that way. So you have to, build your personality that way, that you feel like the client takes you as a business partner in their in fact a advisory partner in their industry. So how you can do this? You can attend the client's strategic meetings, of course, with permission. Then you can also align your KPIs with the client's outcomes. You can go beyond the scope of work that is actually bestowed upon it. But occasionally, what you can do is you add value which is not in the scope of your work, but you give that bombshells to them or a food for thought to them. You can say it this way, that I have analyzed your numbers and I just spotted that way you have you could improve the margins by say 2% or by 4%. I can walk you through that, how you can increase this profit margins. So if you feel so, let us notify one more meeting next week, and we can talk about it there, and we can come on a single table and understand how this can be achieved. A CA, believe me, a chartered accountant who moves from providing data to providing direction, or from service provider to strategic partner, for sure, keep this in your mind, for sure becomes indispensable. Trust is actually the glue of life, and a client don't just need accuracy, they need vision, and this vision has to come from a trusted person. So just evolve into advisories who co-create business strategies. Our advisory role should be such that we grow when our insights actually align with the client's ambitions. A lot of talk about becoming a long-term advisory. Let us go ahead, that how do we handle pressures and we build resilience. Now, let me tell you over here, our profession is such that pressure is a part and parcel of our life. We are made up that way. Our core structure is made that way, that I remember when I was doing articleship long back in 2003-4, I started with my articleship, and I was also preparing for my final exams, and my my day used to start at 4 o'clock in the morning and it used to end at 12 o'clock in the night. What was my schedule is, okay, I get up at 4 o'clock. I start with my, routine by 4:30, and I get to my final classes at 6 o'clock. I finish my classes by 9:30, 9:45. Then I run from there to my articleship place, and then from 10 to 6 I am in my articleship period. I am working there as a article clerk, and then again in the evening from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock I have my classes. Then after 9 o'clock I go home, I have my food or I finish my daily routine, then I do my homework with regards to my classes, with regards to my articleship. And then by the time it takes 11 or 12, I am totally exhausted and I am sleeping. But what I do here is I structure my body that way that I become strong enough to handle any kind of pressure that is coming to me, because right from morning 4 up till in the evening, night 11 o'clock, continuously I'm doing something or the other. So I have structured my body that way, right? So this, just a moment, excuse me, there is some prompt over here about restarting. Am I still audible?
Yes, Payalji, you are audible.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, fine. So as I was saying, our course structure is made that way that they are preparing us for handling anything and everything that is coming to our ways. But then definitely this should, not hamper your health. It should not hamper your family. So how do you manage that? You'll have to, do everything, but still it has to be manageable. It should not create frustration in your life. It should not create problems in your professional or your personal life. It should not, you should meet all the deadlines, but yet you should not, burn out. You should not be a ticking bomb that people, you just trigger on anything and everything, and people feel scared to come and talk to you. You should not be that person, right? So how do you do that? You have tight deadlines. Our profession is full of deadlines. You have return filing deadlines, you have report submission deadlines, you have regulatory deadlines, you have client expectation deadlines. So our profession is totally full of deadlines, but how do you manage them is very, very, very important. Now, say for example, I take a very layman a very basic example, that you have your say GST return filing due date of 11th of next month. Now what you do is, what may happen, we will consider both the situations. What may happen is, on the morning of 10th you come to your office and you get to understand that I have to, tomorrow is 11th and I have to file my GST returns today. And then you start digging into your invoices, you start digging into your accounting softwares, and you check up that, okay, are all the invoices pertaining to this month, are they entered? Are they properly put in? Is there no problem into it? And am I ready to file the return? But certain contingency comes with another client. There is, complexity that has happened over there. And instead of, looking into this GST return filing, you are needed to that complex situation that is happening to a client. Say there has been a strike in one of your clients' place. more than strike, there has been a income tax raid into a client's place, and that person needs you more than this return filing. And what you have to do is you have to stop this return preparation thing, and you have to cater to the needs of that raid person client. Okay. Now the raid is been ongoing. It is happening on 10th, it is happening on 11th, it is happening on 12th, and ultimately in the night of 12th, the raid is completed. All the things are totally in hand now. But then you realize, oh my God, the return due date of GST has been passed out. Not that we are right now penalized or any interest is happening on this non-filing of return, but yes, it is a non-compliance that has happened. Now, with the same example, we have another situation. Your month ends on 30th, 31st. You close your accounts by 1st or 2nd, and you are all prepared, totally prepared, because you have already analyzed with all the invoices. You have already looked into all the intricacies of the billings of that month, and you are totally prepared. But since you have closed your accounts on 30th or 31st, no entry is being passed for, there is no scope of passing an entry beyond that due date. And since this is already automated in your accounting software, so you are real-time prepared with your invoices that are to be filed in GST1. Now, whatever happens, there is an earthquake, there is a natural disaster, or maybe you just want to go on a trip somewhere, anything happens, but your data for filing the GST1 return is actually ready. In fact, you also know the path where this data is prepared and kept. And even if you are not present in your office, you can just delegate this work to some of the juniors in your office and you get the work done. So isn't this a better way of handling deadlines? Yes, it is. This is the kind of management that we have to do to cater to the tight upcoming deadlines. We already know that all the dates that are crucial dates of every month. So why not just be prepared initially, prepared well in advance? So this would definitely not create any pressure on you. You believe me, my office starts at 10:30 and it closes 7:30, 24 by 5. Matlab, around the year, whenever you come, there is a pressure of tax, there is a pressure of ESG reporting, or there is a pressure of internal audit submissions, or anything. Believe me, my office, the shutter goes down at 7:30. This is the work ethics that we have created in our office. We have created checklists, we have created SOPs. In a way, they are designed so well that the employees also know, the staff also knows very well that all these things has to be done in advance, so that you can, enjoy that cup of coffee with your family, with your friends, after that post 7:30 p.m. in the evening. This is the work culture that you have to create for yourself, for your employees. And this can be, achieved only by managing things. You manage, you have that vision, you manage these things well in advance, get your data prepared properly well in advance, because you already know the deadlines that are coming. You already know how much pressure that would be created if you do it at the last moment. So why not get it prepared in the advance? Why not get it done? Why to wait up to the last moment? Get it done 3 days, 4 days earlier, and you are then free. In fact, you are free to cater to the other needs that may come unknowingly, or you also know that, okay, fine, this is not the deadline matter. This report may not be your deadline matter, but then yes, since now that I have time, I can, cater to this thing while the other things are already catered to, right? So this is the way. Now here another practical questions that comes up is, what if I have more clients to cater than I can handle? Like, why this institute has put up that 60 tax audit cap on, because they know that as a partner you are capable of doing only 60 audits. But then what if I have more work to do, but I have lesser capability? In that case, you have to stretch yourself beyond the time. So here what you have to do, my friend, is you have to take help from people. You have to employ more staff. And believe me, employing more staff is not a more expenditure that you are doing. In fact, you employ more proficient staff, employ two staff if needed for a work that can be done by one person, and use that staff for another work also, and you come into that monitoring phase. You are not the person who is entering data, but you monitor them, and therefore then you are stress free, you are pressure free, and then you can concentrate on another avenue, right? So this is the way this we chartered accountants are very what you say, very proficient in managing cost and cost expenditure analysis. So believe me, even if you are employing more staff in your office, it is not a cost, or it is not an expenditure that is happening to you. Definitely it attracts more income to you, right? So this is the way how you handle pressures. Plus there are again certain tools which may help you for handling pressures, and for handling deadlines that are to be catered, or the complex clients, or the burnout risk. If somebody wants to note down, there is a very beautiful tool known as Eisenhower matrix, which helps you keep creating priority works for you. It you put in your daily data into it, daily routine data into it, and with down the line it takes some 15 days or month, and with the pattern analysis it helps you integrating priorities. It points you out every day. You just log in into it and you check what is the priority work that I have to do today, and this is a very good tool which gives you priority to be done in advance. As I was giving in the example, why not do things well in advance? So this helps you prioritizing things and doing it in advance. It is a very beautiful tool. All should uh, I recommend this to use it. It is like a must tool in your office. Very, very nice AI that we have. Then you can also do journaling, or you can use the mindful apps, wherein it helps you to keep things noted so that you do not forget anything. Plus you also know which thing comes first and which thing has to be done before the other things are to be taken care of. Then every day in the morning when you come to your office, sit on your chair, look into front and think about it. Think about, reflect about your habits, reflect about the work that you have done the last week, so that you just give those 15 minutes to yourself, and you understand what I had done in the last week, which can be more improvised, which can be better, which could have been done in a better way, so that there could have been better results, there could have been better outcomes. This reflection of yourself would definitely would definitely give you some improving habits. You can, resile upon into it. And definitely, if you improve, it cannot happen in a day, in a single day. By step, you have that. Say, for example, for me, in case if I share a thing about myself, initially in my early days, what I used to do is any paper that used to come on my table for say approval or for reading, what I used to do is I had one kind of tray, to-do tray with me, wherein every paper that used to come to me, I just used to keep a stack on that. I used to let it pile over there, and at the end of the week, I used to look into all those papers and then, give those approvals to the bill or give those approvals to the expenditures, or some signing has to be done. I used to do it that way. Okay, so then one day it just clicked to me. This tray had hundreds of documents, and sometimes it may happen that some things needed urgency, and but they were not catered. Like some approvals had to be done by the day end, but they were done by the weekend, and it had created a fiasco in our office. So then I understood, okay, this habit of mine of keeping all the documents in one single tray had created a problem for me. So now what I started doing is any document that came to me, or now for that matter, the things have become online. So any mail that has come to me or any push-up message that has come to me, I categorize them. Very important, important, less important. So now I know that this very important folder, I have to look at it first. I have to finish this by the day end. This less important can be catered the very next day also. Yes, but it is, since it is in that important category folder, it needs to be finished in within 3 days that it comes to me. And then the next one. So now I do not have any pile of documents with me, right? So this is the way you look into your habit and then you improvise it for your betterments. Now here again, work-life harmony is very, very important. You have to have that clear boundaries to be set. Like I said, in our office, we have that work ethics that our office closes at 7:30. What may happen if you have that last minute client who turns up at 7:15 or 7:20? We have that policy over here. Even our staff, they would, politely tell them, okay, sir, whatever documents you have, please submit to us, or whatever query you have, please explain it to us in very brief, but we shall revert to you back on the next day. But because we are closing at 7:30, so you have to clearly set your boundaries. Plus, you have to, communicate these boundaries. You have to portray these boundaries to your counterparts also. Not that keep on nagging in yourself, yeah, bullshit, this person, he's come now at 7:20, and now what I am going to do is he'll go on speaking blah blah blah. I want to leave the office at 7:30. I have that family program at 8 o'clock, wherein I have to reach by 8 o'clock. Now what I am going to do, and this frustration level goes up. That client bichara would be, asking for a simple question, but this all frustration goes onto him. Your relationship, your reputation, and your work is all doomed. So set your boundaries and communicate it to your counterpart very politely, very nicely. So this is the way and if you do it, believe me, if you do it for the first one time, two time, the client also understands ki, okay, yes, these people work only up to 7:30. So if I have some urgent matter to be resolved, I should reach their office maximum by 6 o'clock or 6:30. So then only my thing would be resolved. Otherwise, it won't be. They get your, these people are very, I should say, very, very not a suitable word to be said, but they are very smart. They understand, they use you as you want them to be used, right? So create your boundaries, communicate this to them, tell them that okay, we are getting closed, we will be answering tomorrow. You do it for once, you do it for second time, and the third time, believe me, they will not do it. I had practiced this. I hope I am not running out of time. Okay, we do have lots of time. I would like to share this thing, a very bold step that I had taken in my very initial days of practice. We had started from scratch. Now that we are, so many partners all over the country, but at that time when I had started my practice in a very initial days, I was a proprietorship firm. No, I was not a proprietorship firm. We were two partners at that time, and you understand, a struggling chartered accountant waiting for clients to come at your office. But I took a very bold step. Any client that comes 3 days or 5 days prior to the tax audit season, I do not give them any services. So this is the policy that I had created for myself in my struggling days. Believe me, it was so very hard for me, but I did this. Why? Because there were two things that were very crucial and important in this matter. One thing is, when the client comes to you at a very last minute, it creates pressure on you. Believe me, that very client, off the record, if I tell, he gives the data to you and he goes about roaming around the world, right? So every pressure is on you now to complete the work and get it done before the deadline, right? And the second thing is, when you do things with so much of pressure or with so less of time, definitely it is going to compromise your quality, which I did not want it to do. So this was the policy that I had created where in my very initial practice that I had started, that any client who comes 5 days prior to the tax audit submission date, I am not going to provide this services. Boldly, I had told them, I had told 5 of my clients about this, but then be my luck, or to say it proudly, be the quality of work that I give them, the services that I had provided to them, they did not want to lose me because I had created such a aura in their minds. So the next year, these very same 5 clients, believe me, they provided all the data for the tax audit to me on 30th of April. As soon as the financial year ended, the data was there with me within 1 month. So this is the habit, you have, unless you control yourself, you cannot control your clients. So you have to create a habit for yourself that, be it whatever, maybe I'll lose in the short run, but in long run, I know that this is going to help me because I have to create a work-life balance for myself. And that is why this is very important that you communicate the clear boundaries that you have created for yourself to your client. And they, in case if you give such kind of quality services, your client is not going to go anywhere. They are going to come to you only. Then another thing that we have is, you should have that digital detox. Start with very small habit, keep that mobile, keep that gadget that you have with you outside your bedroom. Don't take that mobile with you in your bed, because out of human tendency, एक कुछ message का tone comes up, it beeps, and if you are awake, definitely you are going to look into it. Who's it? So late at the night. Why? So keep that mobile outside. If you are from the era when the mobile was not even there, didn't you survive? Then why not only for a period of, not even 12 hours, for 8 hours? Can't you survive without that mobile? So have that digital detox. If you can, afford, not only by money, but if you can afford by time, take that weekend off, take take that short 3 days trip with your friends, with your family, in at least twice a month, in at least a quarter, wherein you don't have any gadgets around you, so that nobody is able to bother you with the work, but you are there only for yourself, you are there only to have a stress free thing. Digital detox, believe me, the in the first part of our presentation we have spoken so much about technology that it is very important to adapt yourself to the coming technologies. But again, in the second part, I would tell that you have to have that digital detox. You have to stop that for a certain period of time. You have to have that gadget free life, so that you rejuvenate, you come with better vigor, better energy, you come back and you work better. Try this coming weekend, when you have a long weekend, 15, 16, 17th of August, you have a long weekend. Try this. Don't use these 3 days for doing that extra work, but use this 3 days for yourself. And when you're doing it for yourself or with your friends or with your family, keep that gadgets away from you. Just be yourself, be with your friends, be with your family. This will not only help your mind, but with it will also enhance relationships with your family, with your children, with your friends. Definitely it would enhance, and you'll feel more relaxed. So this is really, really very important. So here I would say, using techniques and tools to filter urgent versus important, creating weekly reflection rituals is very important. Don't let those emails dictate your day, but you create your to-do list for the day. Resilience isn't about being tough, it is actually about bouncing back. As I said, once you come from that those 3 days what a trip, a short trip with your friends, with your family, or maybe with yourself alone, it is going to bounce back. And when things bounces, definitely you grow, you go to heights, right? So we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our own to-do list, because only you can prioritize yourself. Nobody else can help you do that. Only you have to, as they the dialogue in the Jab We Met movie, मैं अपने आप की बहुत favorite हूँ. So you have to, love yourself. You have to pamper yourself. Unless you do it, nobody else can do that for you. So protect your peace to perform your best. Now coming to the last part of our time, quickly we finish about it. We still have 20 minutes in hand. So quickly we talk about it. Delegation and time management. We have spoken about it a bit in our third point as well, that having that extra staff in your office is not actually the cost, but it attracts more income. So delegating your work is, it definitely brings more and more profit as well as peace to yourself. When you become that one man show kind of a person now, initially it is a very proud thing that you feel of, that I am that strong woman or I am that strong man who can do anything and everything. I am very independent, I do not need anyone. But down the line, when you do this repetitively, you get frustrated. You don't even understand why you are getting frustrated, because your body needs rest, but your mind need rest. But what you are doing is you are piling your mind up with so many things to think about, so your mind does not get a break, and ultimately it jumps into frustration. And that frustration comes up outside on the people whom you can control, your juniors, your family. For, especially in the case of women, it is the children who are always at the receiving end. Yeah. So don't do that. Delegate your work. Delegating does not mean that you have given all the powers to that person, Delegation means you have got your work divided. There are so many helping hands you have. For example, if we take a non-formal example, like for the working women, what initially the women's responsibility had been is to cater to the needs of family members. They used to cook, they used to look after the house, they used to see all the chores that were happening at home, right? But then now, when the women have started working outside the house, what they have done is they have kept a cook at home. They have kept a person who can, clean their house very well. So, isn't this delegating? They so does that mean that they have withdrawn those from themselves from the house? No, they haven't. They are actually, monitoring what will be cooked at home in the lunch or in the dinner, or how would be the cleaning be done, or would it be deep cleaning, or would it be a superficial cleaning, or how the clothes would be ironed, would it go in dry cleaning, or would it be going only in the cold press? So they are monitoring. They are not actually doing it, but they are monitoring it. So this is the delegation that you also need in your working environment. You delegate work to your co-partners or to your colleagues or to your juniors, get it done from them, and you just monitor them. And in case if anything is needed, you add value to it. So this is the how you get, you delegate your work, you get it done. And when you are free, believe me, not free of time, but also free of stress, you can focus on another better area. Maybe you can create a new avenue of service that you were not actually working. Like for me, initially I started with that traditional practice. Then I understood that traditional practice is very monotonous. So this can be done by anyone and everyone. A chartered accountant like me is not made for this. So why not delegate this work to a team of people who does all these things, routine works, and I just monitor and focus on the very important things. But now then that I am free from this traditional practice, what I have started is I started another avenue of say internal audit, or of say for outsourcing work from foreign countries, or say I have started upskilling myself for some certificate course. So since now I am free from that routine work, I can focus on another area. So this is the way the delegation helps you. Yeah. Then why it matters? Because leadership does not, leadership here means the authority. It doesn't mean only letting go of. It requires things, to be given to others, and you come into that authority, or you come into that monitoring part, and you focus on the another part to create another avenue for yourself. So that is why delegating is very important, and managing the time is also very important. So why managing time is very important is like, for example, you know that you have certain meeting at 10:30 in the morning, but now as a woman, I have those some routine work at home which are to be finished. Say, for example, I have to serve breakfast to my kids in the morning or to my in-laws in the morning. That also happens at 10 o'clock. Now, what do? I have to reach somewhere at 10:30 to start with a meeting. What do I do that day is either I get up a bit early, say half an hour early. If I get up at 6 o'clock, I get up early by 5:30. I manage that extra half an hour to create all the breakfast thing For my in-laws, I keep it on table. I inform them that for today, I have to reach somewhere by 10:30, and that is why I got up early. I created all this breakfast for you. It is there on table. Please have it. And then again, we will meet at lunch. Right? So I managed my time that way. And therefore, I am not frustrated because I know that I have fulfilled both my responsibilities properly. My in-laws are well fed, and my client also, I have also finished my meeting with my client. So now I am not frustrated. But this can be done only because, when I managed my time properly, since I knew that I needed that extra half an hour today, so I got up extra half an hour in the morning. Maybe that sleep deprivation, I did that by having a nap in the afternoon. So this is the way you have to manage your work and manage your time. This is all. There is, believe me, there is no rocket science behind it. All have to look back in the things, in your habits, and you have to create and customize your own time management thing. Yes, there are certain tools which may help you. These tools like Pomodoro or time blocking tool or Trello or Notion or Google Calendar, they help you. They prompt you on and off that you have a meeting to be attended at 10:30, or you have a webinar to be finished at 3 o'clock, to be attended at 3 o'clock, or you have to pick up your child from school at 1 o'clock. They prompt you, but you have to go ahead of time. You have to have that vision, and you have to create a to-do list according to your schedule for the day, and then you can complete your task accordingly. All your tasks can be completed that way. Now here, the small tip that I can give you is match your task with your strengths. If you know that your strength is not in cooking, bring a helping hand cook for yourself. If you know that your strength is not in communicating properly or not in creating presentations for a meeting, delegate that thing. So delegation and time management go in hand. So delegate this creating a presentation for certain meeting at to someone in your office, and use that presentation, get prepared properly with those, get acquainted with the slides, and then just go ahead with the task and complete it properly. You can create standard operating procedures, and believe me, these SOPs are not only meant for your work. They can be also created for your personal life as well. Tell me one thing, when we were small, weren't we creating timetables for ourselves? Ki, Baba, I'll get up at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 7, I'll be doing my daily course, then I'll be going to school, then I'll be coming from school, I'll go for playtime, I'll have the study time. Didn't we created timetables? So SOPs are just the advanced version of those timetables. Do that. Create SOPs for your personal life as well as your professional life, and integrate them properly and get the things done wherever. See, don't hesitate, and don't what sharmao mat to take help. If you need it, take it. Ask for it. Ask for it in your office. Ask for it in your home. Ask for it from your friends. Ask it from the networking that you have. Like, if I had some work in Bhopal, and I know that though I go there or I personally visit that place, but I don't know people over there. Like, if I have some litigation going on in ITO Bhopal, so I know that I cannot, though I would go there, I would be of no use because I don't know the people over there. But if I have certain network in Bhopal, a certain CA friend who already has a good a good influence with the ITOs. If I take that person with me over there in the ITO, don't you think my work would get completed better and faster? So here comes the importance of networking. Create friends everywhere, create colleagues everywhere, create a very good network, be in touch with them even without work. say a hi, hello, say once in a month, so that when time comes and you need work to be done at their place, they would be, readily available for you. Similarly, be available for those people who need something in your place or in your area of expertise. Creating such kind of network again helps you delegating and having a good time management. Like, though Bhopal is so near to me, to Bhilai, but then it would save my time. I need not even personally go to Bhopal, but my work get done because I have some network associate over there. So delegation and time management goes through networking. A networking is a very important tool that you have. So delegation is not about giving away tasks. It is about actually multiplying impacts. Productivity is doing more of what matters most. Just imbibe this sentence in your mind. Productivity is doing more of what matters most. Delegation is not at all losing control. It's gaining freedom, freedom for time, freedom of stress, freedom of frustration, freedom of quality work. Then learning to delegate decisions, not just tasks. Use SOPs to maintain quality. Use your calendar as a shield. Block time for more focused work. You don't find time. Actually, you have to create time for yourself. And believe me, team, more staff, more employees multiplies your efficiency. Add on the networks that you create in this multiplications. It multiplies your quality of work, it multiplies your efficiency. This will help us keep ourselves stress free and time free to cater better opportunities. Do time audit exercises, track your work for 3 days, what you have been doing, then classify the same into high value work, admin work, and distractions. Believe me, once you classify your work in these three categories, you do understand that 70% of your work is going into distractions. I know one chartered accountant who never picks up a phone call on mobile. He says, I would be the person who would be calling. I am, and believe me, he is not a rude person. He says, I will not pick up the call. I will call them back, because mobile is such a tool wherein you understand who has been calling you. And then I asked him why does that. So he said me, see, I am in the middle of writing a very good write up for the faceless assessment that is happening, and suddenly somebody calls me. Maybe it is a work call, but somebody calls me and I get distracted. I get diverted to that person. So my flow of this drafting is disrupted. Maybe when I come back again writing that, I may not have that flow of thoughts in my mind. So that is why let those ringing goes. When I am finished with my work, I will call back to that person and I will talk to them. And as I said, already said, you have to create these habits for your counterparts. Now everybody knows that this person will never pick up call. He will only call back when he is free. So what I have started doing is I don't even call him. I just give a missed call to him. I know that looking at my missed call, he will call me back whenever he is free. So this is the way you have to, classify your work into high value, the admin part, and the distractions. And believe me, again, the admin part, you need not do it. 30% of your time goes into catering those admin work. So just delegate that work. For those routine works, create such SOPs that it becomes a part and parcel for the employees, right? So this self audit is actually, it is a mirror to yourself. Use it to evaluate what you are doing, how you are doing, and what you can improvise and improve. This will keep you, going forward in your visions and achieving your targets. Then building the future ready mindset. You have to have growth mindset. Since we are short of time, we'll just, finish up fast. You have to have a growth versus fixed mindset. Do you have that growth mindset, or do you have that fixed mindset? If you have a growth mindset, failures would not look like a defeat to you, but they will be looking like a feedback to yourself. You have to invest yourself in upskilling. There are very good websites such as Coursera or LinkedIn, where you can upgrade and upskill yourself. Even ICI courses are so nicely crafted that they help you upgrading yourself. Create personal branding through LinkedIn or through social engineers. It is very important, very, very important. You know, as they say, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So like if you have that quality in you, show it to the world. Let them come to you. Share your knowledge through various posts that you do. Mentor a junior, mentor any person who needs you. And believe me, if you need that person for some work, he will definitely come back to you, and he will, happily help you also. So this way you create your network through mentoring. Then these acts not only grow your credibility but also grow your confidence. So mindset is the root of mastery actually. A growth mindset will always welcome feedback, it will adopt to challenges, it will have newer stops for learning. But a fixed mindset, it would just block their minds, and they would be like, "Ki, I look only this way, I do not look what is here and there." So don't have that fixed mindset, but you have a growth mindset. Becoming better is than actually surviving. You don't have to, survive, but you have to excel. So embrace those journey of people, and create your own nice journey. Post your knowledge, share your voice, and mentor others. So coming to the conclusion, just think of my presentation of last 2 hours, and think of one practice that I may have recommended to you intentionally, non-intentionally, with some inlined sentences, and think of it, what do you practice well, and how you are going to go ahead. Are you a changed person from today? Are you going to adopt one tech tool from today? So just think about it for last think about the last 2 hours, and think what you are going to do in next future for yourself and to upgrade yourself. You don't need to master everything today. Just take one step at a time, and go ahead with it. What Think about what resonated most to you today, and start practicing from this week itself. To give some tools and resources, we have very nice books that are given by ICAI as well as other authors. We have Future Ready CAs, we have Deep Work, Trusted Advisors. There are very nice tools like Toggle, Notion, or MindMaster, and very good platforms. Especially ICAI is, crafting so well courses and things, resources for us. Go through them. Have Coursera and Udemy also in your hands. So lastly, thank you for being present, curious, and committed today. Keep showing up for your own self, for your own profession, and just grow with the technology, grow with resilience, and be the person you dream of. The biggest adventure that you can take is live the life of your dreams. Just keep evolving and evolving. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ICAI, the chairman and vice chairman, PCEC committee, and all the officials behind making this webinar successful. Thank you, Pragya ji, for moderating this session so well.
Thank you, Payal ji, and thank you for sharing your insight on the topic Future Ready Chartered Accountant. And so it has
go for vote of thanks.
Yes, it has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast and Future Ready CA embarrassing tech is strategic advisory and resilient time leadership. this organized by Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICAI. On behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Payal Jain, and her enlightening session. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizer, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI. Our speakers, Payal Jain, and other stakeholders made the webcast memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank you, all of you present here, and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you.